To get you started on the Cleanse, Nourish, Rejuvenate, Hydrate, Illuminate facial, there are just some easy steps that you need to make sure that you get right before you get started. The first thing to know is that you take your orb and you click in the cup. But before we do that, we're just going to put 5 ml of cleanser. So I've got my cleanser pot here. I'm just going to scoop a flat amount. Don't be tempted to use any more or waste it. So a flat amount, as you can see, of the nourishing cleanser. And then using the scoop that I have with the cleanser, I'm going to put that into the pot. And I'm going to use both hands, so I can't show you the pot here. So I just literally drop the contents of that spoon into the pot, into the cup. And now you can see it's sat in the bottom because it's still cold. Then what I do is I make sure that when I put it into the orb, I definitely hear it click, because that means that the metal base of the cup connects with the metal base of your warm orb. And then you put it onto your docking station. Now I've already plugged my docking station on, so you can see that the light is there. And what will happen is when I drop this on, you'll see this light start to flash. There you go. How cute is that? And that light flashing says that I am now in connection and I'm warming up. So the quickest thing to get that sorted, or the most efficient way to get that sorted, is also make sure that you put the lid back on. So I'm going to drop the lid on. And now you've got about 12 minutes to do the first stage of the facial, which I'm going to take you through step by step. So I would recommend that you put your headband on or get your hair out of your face and anything else that you want to do, prepare and relax. So my orb is warming up. So the first thing that we always do is we do a room temperature cleanse. It says ambient, I think, on the sequence sheet. And the reason we do room temperature is because we're going to put cleanser onto makeup or onto the dirt. So the first cleanse is about taking everything on your skin off your skin. And then the second cleanse that we're going to do warm from the warm orb is about getting all the decongestant working factors of the cleanser so that we're removing stuff out of your skin. Okay, so the first one is done at room temperature. So you need to get your scoop and your pot of cleanser, and literally I would say maximum that amount of cleanser. I put it on the pads of my fingers, as you can see there, and then I melt it down just a little bit so that I've got it on both hands. I don't know why I keep rattling these tables. Then you massage in all over your face so that every last trace of makeup that you're wearing, and I deliberately put all the makeup on. So I've got brow pencil, I had lip, I had blusher, and then I've also got a reasonable amount of eye makeup as well. So what I'm going to do is just work on the tops of my eyelids. If you don't like to work around your eyes too firmly, just do it nice and gently. I like to get all the mascara off and then work underneath my eyes. I'm really happy for this cleanser to be used around the eye area, absolutely no problem at all. So this first cleanse is done really nice and slowly and relaxing, because we want this part of the finger to really warm all that cleanser up, melt it, and let all that beeswax help to decongest the pores, but at the same time that pro-collagen, pro-elastin to really work on sinking in and fortifying the skin, as well as the fundamental act of melting down all the makeup and removing it. So now what I'm going to do, because we had 2 fluffy knits in the kit, we have one that comes with the cleanser and then a separate one. So I've got one in a bowl of warm water. So I'm going to wring that out nicely. All the while you can see that my orb is warming up, my warm orb is warming up. Then I put my mitt on my hand and I just wait for that moment, so it's really nice and relaxing. And then work all around the face, and don't turn the mitt over. Hard to actually talk while you're doing this. So that what happens is all the makeup comes off on one side, gently around the eye area, back across the brows. And then when you think the bulk of the makeup has been removed, that doesn't look very attractive, does it? Turn the mitt over and then just use that clean side to wipe everything away. So now we've got the makeup off the skin, so now we're going to start to look at getting the makeup and the dirt and the decongestion out of the skin. And this is where warm orb comes into its own. What I also like to do when I've just done that is I take my other dry fluffy mitt, because as you progress during the facial, each time you do this, you start to feel your skin and think, oh, it's getting softer and softer and more nourished. So I just gently fluff the skin. It takes all the water and the dampness away that was left from the mitt, and you can already start to feel that your skin feels really, really nice and smooth and soft. So keep this one, and we'll do that each stage of the process. So really now it's just a question of waiting those few extra seconds before your orb stops flashing and it's ready to go. As soon as the light stops flashing on your warm orb, it means it's ready to go. So you simply lift it off the docking station, then remove the lid and put that somewhere safe. And then you take your brush, and the first thing you need to do is, because the brush will be quite cold, but the product inside, I'm not going to tip it, but the cleanser is now really, really melted. So what I'm going to do is take the brush and I'm just going to put it into the product so that the brush warms through and it also fills through with all the cleanser. As soon as I think that that's nice and warm through, I just lift it up. I don't want it to be dripping, so I lift it up and just gently tap it on the side of the cup. And then I paint really beautifully, warmly. It feels absolutely divine. And what's happening is, because we've melted the oils down, it just means that they have reduced in viscosity, so they've become a lot finer and a lot thinner, which means that they'll absorb much more beautifully into your skin. So keep dipping and stopping it from dripping, and just paint really slowly. If you start painting backwards and forwards, you won't feel any really nice temperature. So just paint really, really slowly. You can go right close to the eye area. Make sure you get in either side of the nose. And you'll start to feel that if you paint slowly, it feels like it's melting into the skin. If you paint really quickly, there won't really be any warmth. So just paint really, really nice amounts. And you can do the neck and you can do the chin. And I would just slow down. And normally if I'm doing this when I'm not filming, I've got my eyes closed. So I just relax. Don't leave out the lips. And when you've covered the whole of the area of the face, just drop your orb back onto the docking station or anywhere. It doesn't have to go back on the docking station. I'll just put it there for convenience, but you could just put it down on the table. Put your brush down, and then it just says to relax. Now really try and relax, because the warmth is bringing all the blood to the surface and the nutrients and oxygenated blood to the surface of your skin. The jojoba oil with its pro-collagen, pro-elastin is melting into the skin. And then the beeswax, as it cools down the cleanser, what that will be doing is helping to decongest. And then we've got a blend of fabulous essential oils in there as well that are all working their magic. So this is the time when you just wait for 5 minutes. And if you can, maybe kick back, relax. But if you're not a relaxer, maybe then just read a book. Time to pick up that magazine that's been sat on the side for ages. Or maybe even watch a film, watch a catch-up on catch-up or something like that. Just do nothing, or nothing that's very taxing or very stressful, for just 5 minutes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a mini massage so that you can really, really help bring those nutrients to your skin. So 5 minutes. So your 5 minutes is up. I hope that was nice and relaxing, or you read a really lovely article. Before we remove this cleanser, what we're going to do is a little bit of massage. And it's quite a difficult thing to teach massage by video very quickly. So what I like to say is, if you get 3 fingers of each hand, so I put the sort of the thumb and the little finger together, and then I just place them gently on the skin, and then just circulate those fingers. So you're not going round in big circles, or you could do around the jawline, where sometimes it just feels a bit tight, but then you can separate them, and you can see that the depth of my fingers is going into the flesh. I'm moving slowly because the cleanser is still on the surface, so it's giving me a nice amount of slip on the surface of the skin. I can work on the forehead and just work in really lovely circles, and I would do that for a minimum of a minute, but preferably 3 or even 5. It really doesn't matter how long that cleanser is on there for, because it's working the whole time. The oils are sinking in, the jojoba oil The beeswax is working, and so are the essential oils. And don't forget the neck. You can take the cleanser down around the neck area and just keep working. Either keep them together, feel how those muscles feel tight or if they feel relaxed, and then separate up for more delicate areas around the eye. Just massage that cleanser in a little bit more. And then when you're done on your 1 to 2 or 3, preferably 3 minutes massage, then literally get yourself another bowl of warm water. Same thing, wring that same mitt out, and this time use the cleaner side, the side that you use second time round. And I want you again to just feel that on the face, really nice and warm, and then just remove all that cleanser. There may well be a little bit of makeup residue on there, or it may just be that it's slightly yellow on your mitt when it comes away, because that's the colour of the natural beeswax and the jojoba. So again, just wipe all that away. If you took it down the neck, just remove it from around the neck. And same thing, finally, just turn that mitt around and wipe away. And then, as I say, my little secret trick is to take your nice dry fluffy mitt and just gently buff so that any dampness is gone, so that means it's not cooling, because water on the surface of the skin is going to evaporate and take warmth with it. So we want to keep our skin nice and circulating and nice and warm. And then at each and every stage, just come back with your fingers and see how beautifully soft and nourished your skin feels. Now, we're going to do the final stage, but it's not the final stage, it's actually the longest stage. So we're going to take the orb again. So you can take that from wherever you've placed it. Take your brush, and then this time we're going to apply a little bit more. You should really have used about half of your cleanser for the first stage. And now I'm going to try and use the rest. And this we're going to leave on, painting beautifully slowly. If when you paint, you can still feel product, but you can't feel that really lovely warm temperature, then come back and get some more, because we need to be painting product and warmth. Oh, that was really warm, that one. That was gorgeous. It should be meltingly good skincare, so it should feel beautifully relaxing. It's all I can do to keep my eyes open. But about now, I can't feel any temperature. So I'm going to come back for some more, bring that up onto the temple area, which sometimes you get a little bit of tension. Oh, around that eye area, just melt that cleanser in. Getting pretty low now. I'm going to come back with some more. Paint that, and then I'm going to do my jaw, because I think I didn't really do enough on the cleanse. All those oils melting in, and if you wanted to, once your cup is empty, you can carry on swooshing your brush around that warm cup and just helping those oils to melt in, because you've got a little bit of product on the brush, you've got product on the face, and you've got heat from your orb. As long as that light is still on, which you can see it is, you can just keep massaging with the warmth. It's just gorgeous. Keep going round. And now's the challenge, because once you've done this, I want you to put your brush down, put your orb down anywhere, because you don't really need it now, but I'm going to put it back on the docking station. I'm just going to pop the lid on to get that out of the way. And then I want you to relax for 10 whole minutes. This time, really try and relax. Don't look at the movie, don't look at the book, just lay there or sit there with your eyes closed, set the timer. I go into the kitchen and I get the timer from the kitchen and I set it to 10 minutes. And then I just sit there and relax and let the product do its goodness. So 10 minutes relaxation, and then we'll be back to show you how to finish, how to remove it, and then how to just finish off your first warm orb facial. So the 10 minutes is up. It's nearly over, but how fabulous was that? Even if you just took 10 minutes to relax and let the product absorb, that's enough for fabulous skin. So we just have to take the product off now. I would refresh your water. I've refreshed my water, so it's really nice and warm. I'm wringing it out again. The mitt isn't looking so fabulous now, but this is really just about taking product off. Again, nice warm arm moment. gently remove all of that mask, because this was really the Nourish and the hydrating and the illuminating mask. It wasn't really a cleansing mask. You can use the sides as many times as you want to. I'm going to go back to the water again because I can still see that there's little bits of shiny cleanser on there. Take that off. But already, almost from the inside, my skin is feeling really lovely. Up into the eye area and across. Make sure you take it from behind the ears if you did that. And then one more time, final time, come back with your dry mitt and just fluff up. I really love the feel of doing this part. And you can almost feel your skin against the texture of the mitt feeling even softer. So I make sure my hands are nice and dry, and then I just come to my face and see that it just feels really beautifully plumped up, nourished and soft. Almost good enough to finish there, but we're not. You'll see in your little bag or your box that you've got a sample of OO cream. And what this will do, we're not going to put any moisturiser on because we've actually spent 10 minutes with the mask. We had 5 minutes while we were relaxing, and then we massaged for maybe 3 minutes. So that's 15, 16, 18 minutes. So we're looking at 18 minutes in total so far. That's excluding the first cleanse when we were removing off. So 18 minutes of putting in and nourishing. So now we're just going to add a few dabs of OO cream, and this is over oil cream. So for me, we've used the jojoba quite a lot in the cleanse and the mask. So really, I think we have enough nourishing oils in the skin. So I'm now going to just buff that in over oil cream, slightly mattifies. I don't know if you can see that the skin is not catching the light quite so much. Always leave it under the chin. Not meant to, but do. Buff that in beautifully around the lips as well, because it's really fabulous for lips. And then this is the time I just take all that cream off my hands. And then so that I don't scare anybody, I then release my hair. This is the bit that really you shouldn't be seeing. Fluff that up so it doesn't look quite so scary. And hopefully you can see that no makeup, but it's clean, it's fresh, it looks really, really nourished, and I can just leave my skin knowing that this time in 7 days' time I'll repeat that or another facial, and it's just giving my skin an extra 20-25 minutes of TLC to really put the nourishment in, take all the grime and the dirt of the week off, and get that skin fed, nourished, so that it glows, illuminates. And it's also a fantastic canvas for makeup next time you apply. I hope you agree, and I hope you enjoyed Warm Orb, and I hope you decide to do the next one in 7 days' time.